Hey, it's John Terry with Vision Advisors, and I want to thank you for joining us for this on-demand event. And I am very, very excited about our guest for today. I have Luke Acree with me with Reminder Media. And one of the things we're always trying to do here at Vision Advisors is to look for new and innovative ways that not only can we help you get in front of qualified prospects and do so on a favorable basis, but how do you continue to engage with your existing clients? How do you continue to add value to them? How do you stay top of mind aware so that as your clients are thinking into the various problems and issues they're going to deal with at various phases of life, your name comes to the surface? This is an area where Reminder Media has a very unique message and a very unique methodology that can help you have an opportunity to stay connected and to engage with your clients in a very compelling way. So Luke, with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I look forward to maybe jumping in and adding a little color commentary from time to time, but very excited for you to share what you guys are doing, and I'm looking forward for our advisors to have an opportunity to hear that.
Awesome. John, thank you so much. Appreciate the opportunity as a business owner myself. I always tell people when I'm starting a webinar or anything, hey, really appreciate your time, the time you're putting into watching this, because it shows you're invested in your business. And, I know what we're going to provide for you today is really, really strong value. And I want to start off the webinar saying there really is a huge problem out there in the industry. And this transcends just the insurance industry, the financial advising industry. I've had the privilege over the last decade to work in over 140 different industries. And I have seen this come true. And the huge problem, if you solve this in your business, I see that not only can you increase your income, but more importantly, you'll build a sustainable business. That's really what we're all after. We're not just after a one-stop, like where it's 1 year, we have a great year, the next year we don't. We want a sustainable long-term business. And really, truly, the problem is that 50% of the leads that are generated in your business, maybe a better way to say it than just leads, is the opportunities that are in your business, when you look at the research, are wasted, are completely wasted. And think about this personally right now. When you think of like your leads that maybe you get from Facebook, your leads that you get from maybe different websites or different advertising that you're doing, or even deeper, think about your client database right now and the referrals that you're probably not getting, or the clients that you've lost, that opportunity. And you maybe feel the same frustration that I have felt in my career, the same guilt that, man, I know I should be nurturing these leads more, but I'm not. The reason why these leads are wasted is because when you look into these opportunities, what you find is that the average business owner fails to follow up and nurture their database. Whether it's their prospecting leads or their clients that they have right now that are going to provide them the referrals, the new business for them, they don't follow up. In fact, the average salesperson only makes like 1.2 follow-up calls to a lead. So they're not nurturing, they're not putting in place systems. And I know this is specifically true in the financial professional arena. And the reason why I know it's even crazier there is because look at this next statistic. 70% of widows move their account within 10 months. So if you're my insurance provider, if you're my financial advisor, Megan, when I pass away, my wife, within 10 months will move our account to another financial professional. Even worse than that, 98% of the beneficiaries, usually the kids, will not use their parents' financial professional. And when you look into this deeper, what you see is not that you do bad service. Most of us do really, really good service. We set out and we provide them the policies, we provide them the financial advice, we provide them good things during the transaction. When you truly look at why are we wasting all this opportunity? Why are the wives not staying with us? Why are the kids not using us? Why can't I keep the beneficiaries? What you'll find is that it's because not you're doing a bad job at servicing them, you're doing a bad job at building a relationship with them. It's so much so that there's even more opportunity in your database today that you're not taking advantage of. The average high net worth individual works with 4.4 financial professionals. You're not the only financial professional giving them advice. And my advisors really experience this because a lot of times they know, man, I don't really have all the assets. Like if John's a client of mine right now, I know, man, John's maybe not investing or using me to the fullest extent that I'm capable to service him and the value that I provide. And again, it doesn't really come down to necessarily your expertise on that specific subject matter. What it comes down to is that John's trust level with you, his relationship with you isn't strong enough yet that he would end up trusting you with all of his resources, with all of his assets. And this is truly what we see as a huge industry problem. We've been at it for about 17 years now here at Reminder Media. I've had the privilege, and really blessed, I should say, to work with over 80,000 small business owners. This year alone, we'll work with over 3,000 financial professionals. And when I look at this problem and go, why are these stats here? Why is this happening in the financial industry? And everybody knows they should be following up. Everybody knows they should be building relationships. This is not something new. So why is it not happening? And what I see is really, I think a picture speaks 1,000 words. This is where I see the financial professional today when they look at their marketing systems. Do you ever feel like this in your business? It's like you feel you're looking at these marketing systems. Here, Reminder Media, another marketing company coming to you, and you're thinking to yourself, these systems, they're so confusing. They have so many bells and whistles. How many of you have signed up for a system you're paying for right now that you're not using? Or you're using 10% of its capabilities? This is a common frustration that we all face. And we buy these systems we never use. We know we should be following up, but we don't execute, and we're not consistent with the marketing because we didn't get into the business to be marketers. We got into the business to help people, whether it's with insurance, with financial products. That's what we got into the business, to help them from that perspective. And so this is why we're wasting 50% of the opportunity. And the ones of you that are on this, listening to this right now, that are really actually good and you're able to implement the marketing system, you know the pain point is the marketing that you're ending up implementing is very templated, and it's not very differentiating from the next advisor, the next insurance professional that's marketing the same email template. In fact, the webinar I did earlier today with another firm, the guy who was introducing me said he got on his LinkedIn and he saw a post from a financial professional. And he said, you know what, I'm just going to do a little bit of research. And he went through all his financial professional, basically friends on his feed on his LinkedIn, and saw so many of the financial professionals posting the same exact piece of content with the same exact caption, because we're all using the same templated systems. And guess what? Your clients know that. Your clients feel the WYSIWYG templated emails, and you don't have time to grab the copy, to understand what images. How often should you be keeping in touch to actually make sure that the leads aren't wasted, to make sure your clients don't leave you, that they have a great relationship? That is what we set out to do for you here at Reminder Media. There's two things we truly focus on: quality and simplicity. We want to be the easy button at Staples for you when it comes to marketing. We want you to not have to worry about not following up, where we actually implement for you the touch points. We can implement up to 66 of them for you over the course of a year for your client. But we want to do it in a way that doesn't sacrifice the quality, that you can be proud of what you're sending to your clients. So there it relieves the frustration of having to figure out what you're going to send, when do you send it, why you should send it. But on top of that, you can be proud of what you're sending, knowing you're not spamming your clients. You're not just marketing transactional information to them. You're actually giving them things of value, which they'll hold on to. It will put you in a good light. And what I always teach my clients is it triggers reciprocity. Even John saying nice things about me as he's introing me makes me want to just reciprocate and go, well, John's amazing because of X, Y, and Z. This is naturally what happens for your clients. So the more value-driven stuff you can give to them, the more they'll actually want to reciprocate. And we want to train them as business owners to reciprocate in referrals and reciprocate in repeat business. So how do we do this? I'm going to walk you through just a couple of our touch points. And what I want you to think about as I'm walking through these is I want you to think about the quality and the uniqueness of this stuff versus maybe some of the other touch points that are out there. And what I want to tie home for you as I show you these touch points is the real gold in this which is these touch points will allow you opportunities to build a strong relationship with your client, to attack the statistics that I showed you at the beginning of this webinar, to give you an opportunity to talk to Megan, my wife, if you never talked to her, in a really easy way. The ability to get in front of the kids or the beneficiaries who are going to inherit that account in a really non-salesy way that's value-driven, that our advisors, our professionals who use us rave about it because it helps them build that mind share, that rapport, and ultimately that strong relationship to get that account. So this first product that I really want to show you guys is our flagship product. It's actually a 48-page coffee table publication. We have 2 different content themes to pick from. We have a health-based theme of Start Healthy, and then we have one called American Lifestyle, which is all content about celebrating life in America, things that your clients will love. The unique thing about these magazines is it's not about just pitching a bunch of financial-driven information. It's actually about just giving your clients content that they'll love, that they'll enjoy: travel, art, food, lifestyle-based stuff. And it's your magazine. So you're not going to be featured. I'll pull one up here on my desk. You're not going to be featured next to a ton of other business professionals in this magazine, or take out a full-page ad in this. This is purely your magazine. We write all the articles, put it together for you, make it look like a gift coming from you to your clients. If you look here on the screen, you'll see it's compliments of Paul Sanders. This would be your name or your team name. It would be your picture on the front cover, your team picture, and it goes out to your clients every 2 months. So it's a touch point going to them every 2 months. We set it all up for you, so you don't have to do that. But it gets deeper than just customizing it with the obvious info. You can actually customize this magazine down to the individual. So I'm going to walk you through this letter real quick. So this letter on the inside front cover of the magazine is actually personalized. So if John is a client of mine, so maybe John, he just told me his daughter Jessie is working with him in the business, right, of his leadership, and that she is, I think, trying out for, something about the Arkansas. And so what if I went into his interface, wrote a personal letter to John about that situation? That letter would go to just John in his magazine. Every other magazine can be unique. So I don't want to scare you. You don't have to be a great writer. We'll actually write the letters for you. What I encourage my clients to do is use this as a way to create impact. What I mean by impact is I want you to personalize it to something that's going to be relevant to the client that you're sending it to, something that would stand out to them. You can also use it as a way to connect you deeper to maybe stuff that's happening in your community. So maybe you want to put in there a seminar that you have coming up, an event, a charity that you support. It's a really neat way to show appreciation to your clients. Not only can you brand it and personalize it with a letter, you can actually personalize it with different things on the tear-out cards in the magazine. So there's 2 tear-out cards. There's one in the front here, and there's one in the back. These tear-out cards, and I'll skip ahead to that page real quick. These tear-out cards can be branded with your information. We default them to recipes. So you'll be surprised. The recipes are unbelievable. We get crazy feedback from them, believe it or not. I actually had a client, Jane Shaw. She met me at a conference in Phoenix, gave me a hug. And I was like, hey, Jane, what's going on? She goes, Luke, I got to tell you this story. She goes, I've been sending this magazine for 2 years to a client. And I have to admit, I haven't been talking to them like I should. They called me out of the blue and said, Jane, I just got to thank you for the magazine. I made the turkey recipe in it. And so he goes, I made it for my Thanksgiving get together. It was a huge hit. Jane goes, oh, that's great. She ends up having a conversation with him and finds out a key fact. He just sold his vacation home, and he wasn't sure what to do with the funds that he received from that. She got an $800,000 annuity, literally triggered by a turkey recipe, because it strengthened the relationship. It gave her a chance to have a conversation. We get feedback where our clients will make the cookies and bring them into their office. They'll use it at their get-togethers. It's just a way to create that buzz, that gratitude. Not only do you have recipes, there's over 800 different options for these tarot cards. There's health tips, fitness tips, DIYs. Think about your clients and what they'll love, what they'll actually relate to. You could put that on the tarot card. You also get to customize here the back cover of the magazine. So this full back page is yours to customize, and the back inside cover. So this full back inside cover, as you can see, I'm holding it up on screen, you can customize. What makes this really unique is you can use it as a way to connect deeper with your client base, but also a way to connect deeper with your partners. I'm going to share with you what I mean by that. So think about your partners that you work with all the time. Maybe it's a financial advisor, maybe it's an estate planning attorney, maybe it's an accountant, maybe you have a CPA that you're partnered up with. Imagine featuring them on the back of your magazine. Then what you can do is you can actually have some of these ordered, sent to you and to them. They can hand it out to every new business owner that comes into their office, every new client that comes into their office. It's a way for you to cross-pollinate and grow your book of business by using this as a first impression piece. Or maybe you have a client. Maybe Luke Acree is your client, and you know Luke Acree is the owner of Reminder Media. Imagine featuring my business in your magazine, how that's going to make me feel, the response you're going to get from me, and how much that's going to encourage me to want to refer you more business because you're showing me support by featuring me in your magazine. I don't want to overwhelm you with the creative ideas that we can customize this magazine for you, but that just gives you a flavor of how you can use this publication as a touch point, but it's not a touch point that's just perceived as marketing. It's a touch point that actually has impact that people enjoy receiving, they hang on to. In fact, I want to read this testimonial for you. It's from Kathy, who's at Penn Mutual. She says, our last issue, we had put an ad for one of our major clients. So that's kind of the example I was talking about. We requested additional copies so we could get them to him to use at his discretion. He was so pleased with the results. Someone else had come in to pick them up, and he made it a point to call me directly and thank us. He was so impressed with how the ad looked and the placement. This is just an example of how we can service our clients in a different way that can make a huge difference. Thank you. So it just gives you more opportunity to be unique, have something that you're sending to your clients that's different, that's out of the box. Most people are sending newsletters or postcards. Those shelf lives are about 72 hours. Our magazine, we track to have a shelf life of 44 minutes. A read time of 44 minutes, a shelf life of 4 weeks to 6 weeks in the home. So we use a third party to go and survey and analyze how long it lives in the home, how they interact with it. They find that it lives for 4 to 6 weeks, coffee table, countertop, bedside table, sometimes the restroom. I actually joke and say the restroom is the best place to be. You're guaranteed to be seen every morning. But the point is, you're there in the home, your brand is being spread. And not only that, it gives you the opportunity when you're branding it to brand also your products and services. So not only can this tear-out card be recipes or be content your clients will love, it can also be products that you offer. I had an insurance agent at Allstate. They put on there, they offered life insurance for kids. Their client called them up, said, hey, I want to do this. I didn't realize this was a product that you offered. So it gives you a way to offer your products and services in a really strategic way that's not just in your face, but it's subconscious and conscious. Now, I want to share with you how this can make a huge difference in your ability to fight those statistics. One of the most powerful things about our content and the touch points that we set up for you is it gives you a perfect reason to reach out to your clients. So I want you to think about the example of my wife, Megan, and I. Imagine your magazine hits homes, you pick up the phone and you call Megan. And you literally go, hey, Megan, was thinking about you and Luke today, wanted to check in. Hey, the reason why you popped into my mind is I just got my latest issue of American Lifestyle. It reminded me I'm sending it to you guys as a gift. Hey, did you check out that recipe or did you check out that article on page 7? It was awesome. All of a sudden, you have a natural reason to reach out to your clients. In that, you get to strengthen the relationship with the other half of the relationship. Maybe you never talk to. You get to know them a little bit more. And then you get to do the most critical thing in this business, which is, hey, Megan, love being you and Luke's financial professional, love helping you with XYZ. You know, I was thinking, I'm trying to grow my business this year, trying to help more people. And I kept thinking of my clients and who I want more of. And I just kept thinking of you and Luke and going, man, if I had a ton more clients like you and Luke that I could help, my business would be amazing. Do you know anybody that maybe I could reach out to and introduce myself to, maybe even send them this magazine to, that I could be of help to? And it's a perfect opportunity for you to transition the conversation to ask for referrals. I train my clients. I work with 38,000 clients right now. I train my clients to do this all day, to take it from just a passive piece of marketing in the mail to proactive, to where you're picking up the phone, you're using it as your reason to call, your reason to build a relationship. We get a 58% referral rate on average over the course of 12 months of doing the magazine in our touch points. 58%. What I tell people is I don't sell them on the stats. What I sell them on is this: there is opportunity in your database that you're missing out on right now. And all you have to do is reach out, build a relationship, be value driven. And these people will start remembering that you need referrals, that you're looking to help more people, and they'll end up referencing you. The average person shares the tarot cards 14% of the time. The average magazine is shared with 3.2 people on average. So this thing's going to spread your brand and give you more opportunities. If I'm scaring you a little bit because it seems like it's super intense, I want to read for you this testimonial right here, because one of the things we pride ourselves here on at Reminder Media is you did not get in this to be a marketer. You shouldn't have to think about your touch points and the cadences and the creation. That's what we should do for you. That's my passion, if you can't tell. So Christine, I think, spells it out really well. She's one of my financial advisor clients at Ameriprise. She goes, I just wanted to applaud the entire staff at Reminder Media for providing what I feel is one of the best customer service experiences I've come across. No matter who I speak with when I call, I find them professional, upbeat, knowledgeable, and as helpful as possible. In today's world where customer service seems to be a concept of the past, your company is taking it to a new level. It's wonderful to know, even before I call, that when I hang up, it will be with a smile on my face. Keep up the great work, and thank you for the experience. I read that testimonial because I want you to know that each of you, when you try our program, you get a client success rep that will do the setup for you, that will set up these cadences for these touch points. And what we want you to do is know when they're delivered. So we'll let you know when they're being delivered. We want you to also know the analytics of the digital magazine and the digital components of our touch points, so you know who's engaging and when to reach out. Everything that I just showed you magazine-wise, we actually translate on digital. We want you to have a holistic approach to your touch points, because some of your clients might want to receive the digital magazine through email or through text more than they want to receive the print magazine. We want them to see you through email, text message, in the mail. We want you to be everywhere for them. So you get the digital magazine as well. And the beautiful thing about the digital magazine is it's not just a PDF. It's not just one of those flip book things that you see online. It's actually an interactive platform. So we've designed this from the ground up. So it's super beautiful. It's customized to you, and you can personalize it to the clients as well. So instead of maybe doing a letter, maybe you pull out your phone and you shoot a quick video and go, hey, John, was thinking about you today. Here's my digital edition. Check out the recipe, man, on page 3. It's awesome. That video would go in your digital edition of your magazine, sent to your clients. The recipes, we bring them to life in the digital edition. We actually make them here at our headquarters, film it for your clients, and have it so they can watch the recipe being made. There's a lot of unique things, and all of your email analytics will be tracked in your interface to show you who's the most engaged, who's opening it, how many times they're opening it, so you know how to reach out to them, who to reach out to based upon their engagement. All of these touch points we can set up for you to be 66 touch points over the course of a year for one of your clients. To give you an idea, I have a client in Annapolis, Maryland. His name's Brian Harris. So he pulls $6 million out of his financial services practice every year. So the guy is killing it. He has 200 touch points a year for his clients. So he's counting his phone calls with them, his text message with them, when he sees them at church, all these things. But what I want to share with you is, if you're thinking 66 is too many, it's not. Think of how many times you need to date your wife or your significant other to have a great relationship. How many times do you need to be in front of your people to build that mind share, to build that relationship where they actually know you, like you, and trust you? So we can set up between our digital stuff, which is our magazine. We have an email newsletter in there. We have local content, and our print magazine. It's 66 touch points for you over the course of the year. The magazine is actually less than a Hallmark card. So normally people think this is going to be like $8 a magazine or $7 a magazine. It's literally only $3.99 per magazine. That's with the shipping and handling included. So sent to you, John, is only $3.99. The minimum is not outrageous. You don't have to do 1,000 of them. It's only 50. You can go up in any increment after 50. So if you want to do 53, that's fine. 101, that's fine. As long as you do a minimum of 50. We normally have a one-time setup fee of $300. Through our partnership with Vision Advisors and what we're doing with John and our appreciation to be partners with you guys, we reduced that for all Vision Advisors to just $99.99, but you still get all the same setup. You get a client success rep assigned to your team to do the setup for you, to walk through, to create compliance proofs if you need those. You also get the cleaning of all your photos. We make you look professional to make sure that you don't have something going out that looks ugly because it's about quality. And you also get exclusivity. This magazine can only be sent to one person. So if I send it to John, no one else can send it to John. That protects you from having two magazines from different businesses going to the same person and ruining the quality and the impact that we want it to have for your business. So it is exclusive at the address level. The setup fee is one time only. It's not per issue because there's 6 magazine issues that come out a year. It's actually only one time. And we reduce it and save you guys $200 for that. For our digital, normally our digital bundle here, we actually charge $39.99 for each piece. What we've done is actually bundled it together to be $59.99 a month. That gets you to be able to send it out to 1,000 people a month, share unlimited on social media. So you get 3 components. You get the digital magazine, you get local content where we curate the local events that are happening in your community to be able to send them to your clients. Here's the Cheesesteak Festival. I live in Philly, so here's the Cheesesteak Festival that's happening. Here's the play at the Walnut Theater. We brand it to you in a nice email template. And then you get our branded post library where we give you thousands of pieces of content to be able to share across your social media and be able to schedule it out on your Facebook pages because we have so much content that's super high quality that will be engaging and relevant to your clients. All of that we're giving for $59.99 a month. And there's no contract with the digital. You can turn it on and off as you want. We choose to set up usually 66 touch points for you over the course of a year using the print magazine and the digital. If you want to try it, go to remindermedia.com/vision and you'll be able to try out the magazine and send it to some of your clients. As long as you're doing 50, you'll be able to try out the digital components. 84% of our clients who try us one time continue on, because the response they get when they send the magazine to someone, they get text messages. Don't be shocked if you get a text message of one of your buddies making fun of you because you're on a magazine or blowing up your phone or putting it on Facebook. We hear that testimonial all the time. We would love for you guys to try it one time, see the response, and then go, yeah, this is something I would love to set up where I don't have to worry about the content that's going to my clients. I can trust that it's super high quality and know that it's going to represent the brand that I want. And then we will notify you of the analytics and notify you when it's going to be delivered so you can do your part, which is strengthening their relationship. So I'm going to stop there, John. I know I throw a ton at everyone and I love to answer some questions. I can go back. I wanted to respect everyone's time, and obviously we can do more demos on the digital stuff at a later date or even now if you wanted to. But I want to open it up to some questions for you guys.
You know, Luke, as I think into what you've talked about and the opportunity you're bringing to producers, one of the things I've thought about, and it's been an interesting conversation I've had with a lot of financial professionals during this coronavirus pandemic that we're still dealing with, is how do I stay engaged with my clients when I can't get in front of them in person? Here's an amazing way to make that happen. And for those of you that your states are opened up and you're able to get back out, the ability to get in front of your prospect with a product that is going to allow you to stay in front of them for 4 to 6 weeks and be constantly reminding your existing clients that you've already gotten a relationship with to take that relationship even further. You know, I think of a call I had just before I got on this webinar. I was talking to a producer in the Atlanta, Georgia area. and we were talking about the fact that he's doing a few things on social media and beginning to dip his toe into this world. But I asked him, I said, what are you doing that allows you to consistently have a reason to pick up the phone, to call your clients that you've already spent time, energy, money, and effort to build a relationship with, and take that relationship further? He said, well, I'm not doing anything right now. I said, well, I'm getting ready to record a webinar with some amazing guys that are bringing some content to bear that can be very helpful in that arena. So I think this can be a very powerful tool. Now, there's a lot of producers out there that aren't doing a lot of marketing. When they look at this world of marketing, they've always tried to figure out, I don't know how to do this. And because they don't know how to do it, they end up doing nothing. One of the neat things I like about what you guys have put together is this is done for you marketing. They don't have to go out and learn how to do a social media platform. They don't have to go out and learn how to do digital advertising or print advertising. They don't have to go out and write articles, build a newsletter from scratch. This is all done for you. It's professionally written. It's professionally done. I've got samples of their magazines. I've shown them to producers that have come in the office, and they're like, oh, my goodness, this is one of the best magazines I've ever seen. I took it home to show my wife, who is a magazine connoisseur of all things related to home and garden and decoration. And as she looked through it, she says, how do I get a subscription to this? She loved the magazine, and she thought it was amazing content. So now my wife, who doesn't live in the financial world, doesn't think about financial matters, now she's reading a magazine that exposes her to what I as a financial professional could do. Think about the value of that, because as you're sitting down with your clients, you and I know from the psychometric things and the human behavior things that we teach here at Vision that there's typically one financial decision maker in the household and the other simply nods the head and agrees. Now you've got an opportunity to engage that individual and to bring them further into the conversation, to use a downriver approach to educate them, to elevate their knowledge level so that they become a more integral part of the conversation process. And as Luke was sharing at the very beginning, the fact that if you don't engage in relationship building and continually stay top of mind aware, you lose the opportunity when that individual that's the decision maker is gone, which is oftentimes the husband, and the widow moves the money somewhere else. The kids move their money somewhere else. Now you've got an opportunity to engage. Now, I will remind you of one other thing. For those of you that are contracted with Vision Advisors, we have a program called Money to Market, where your production with Vision Advisors creates a pool of money that we set aside for you every single month, in addition to the compensation that you're receiving from the carriers that you're contracted with through Vision. And every month, you've got an opportunity to tap into that pool of money to spend on marketing-focused endeavors. And if you're not spending money this month, that money accumulates and you can spend it next month. We have producers right now that have invested one time in their marketing success. And because of the volume of business they do with Vision Advisors, the money to market reimbursements that we provide to these producers allow them to use the same dollars over and over again to continue to pay for their marketing and to add new marketing endeavors that are with that. You know, if you look at Luke's example that he gave, you share this magazine with 50 of your A-list clients, and you do this for a couple of months and they get used to seeing this. They start enjoying those opportunities to get involved with making cookies and cakes and turkeys and all the other things that are in those menus. And all of a sudden, bang, something new comes up and you're doing those follow-up calls and engaging, and you get an $800,000 opportunity. What's that worth to you? What's that worth to be able to engage your client or to have somebody come to visit your client? Your magazine, your personal magazine is on their table, and that guy picks it up and he looks at it, and he's got a business and he's in a need for what you have to offer, and he reads about what you have to offer in that magazine. What's that worth to you? So I want to encourage you to take the opportunity to invest in yourself. You know, Luke and I were talking before this is over, and Andrew was on the call with us. And as we were talking about the fact that producers that invest in themselves see a better outcome than those that don't. And far too many producers today aren't investing in themselves to the point that they are growing their practice. You know, Ray Kroc made a statement that I think is very powerful. If you don't recognize Ray Kroc, think McDonald's. The McDonald brothers tried for years to build a successful franchise business, and they couldn't. And they went to the guy that made a milkshake machine that he sold to the McDonald's franchise. He said, if you'll let me take your opportunity and let me invest in what you're doing, I can help you see success. And he convinced them to invest and do things differently than the way they had always done it. And now McDonald's is one of the biggest brands in the world. But one of the things he said is, he said, as long as you're green, you're growing. But when you're ripe, you start to rot. Now, if you're not investing in yourself and you're not investing in your marketing is getting rotten. And if you've got rotten marketing, you're not going to get the results that you want. And one of the things that we've seen as a result of this pandemic is the way we market and the way we get in front of clients has changed. This is a way, regardless of what's going on in your state, you can get in front of a qualified prospect and do so on a favorable basis, and do that right now. So I want to encourage you to take Andrew up on his offer. Give us a call here and say, hey, John, Melissa, Gary, how much money do I have in my money to market account? And can I use that to try out this Reminder Media opportunity? If you do that, I know you're going to see success, because not only are you going to have an amazing coach coming from the Reminder Media side, I'm going to be right there alongside with you. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you my insights and my thoughts and my ideas on how you can take these tools and resources and leverage those in your practice to maximize the opportunity to get an amazing outcome. Andrew, you've kind of been silent through this whole thing. I'm just wondering if you've got anything that you want to add as we get ready to wrap this up.
Well, John, first and foremost, thank you so much. Really appreciate this opportunity to present our tools to your advisors, to your insurance agents. And obviously, you have just such a wealth of knowledge and endorsement for us, just incredible. So just wanted to thank you, and really look forward to those telephone calls. I'll be here waiting to talk to you. So thanks again, John. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Luke, anything you want to add as we get ready to wrap this up?
I think you hit the nail on the head, John. I'll share a personal story. I was trying to sign up a financial professional for the longest time. He kept turning me down. This is a true story. He kept turning me down. And he asked for a sample, and I sent him the sample. And he basically had told me no, that when he got the sample, he told me no. And so like I try to practice what I preach, and I continue to follow up even after he saw the sample and said no. And he signed up with me the next time. And he laughed and said, Luke, do you want to know why I'm signing up with you? And I said, yeah, I want to know, because you had basically turned me down for months and months. And he goes, I took the magazine home, and all of a sudden I realized it disappeared. And one night I was laying in bed, and I look over, corner of my eye, and my wife has the magazine. And he said, I didn't say anything. I just wanted to see what she did. And he said, no joke, she sat there and flipped through almost every page of the magazine. And he goes, that's all it took for me to go, I'm going to give this a chance, because I saw my own wife literally take the magazine and spend so much time with it. And it's very similar to your story. And I thought I would share that, because that was a sales call that happened to me. And I said, well, all I ask is for an Outback Steakhouse gift card when you get your first referral from this, because I love Outback.
Well, did you get your Outback card yet?
I haven't got my Outback card yet. The guy laughed, so I don't know if he took me serious or not.
Well, I hope you do, and I hope some of our guys here will take you up on that same offer. So as we wrap up, I want to thank Luke. I want to thank you and Andrew for taking time to share this. This is a very unique opportunity, and it's something that as at Vision, you know that we try to do a lot of things that is done for you, because we know your job as a financial professional is to do what you do best, and that's to get in front of a qualified prospect, do so on a favorable basis, and make them a client. And then once you make them a client, to add amazing, incredible value month after month, year after year, so that you grow and expand that relationship, because that's how you turn them into raving fans. This is a tool that can turn your clients into raving fans. So I want to encourage you, I want to implore you to go to remindermedia.com/vision and give this program an opportunity to help you see success. You know, I was on the phone the other day with one of my mentors, John Maxwell. Many of you know my relationship with John and the things I do at the organization. And John was talking about this coronavirus pandemic. And I love the statement he said. He said, if there's ever a time to try anything new, it's now. Nothing else is working, so what have you got to lose? So let me encourage you to do this. If there's ever a time to try something new and you're trying to figure out how to do marketing, all you got to do is sign up. They do everything for you. There is nothing for you to figure out except, do you need 50 or 100 or 200 magazines every other month? Go through your database, identify your top 50 clients and start there. Commit to do that for at least 6 months. Give it that amount of time to get in front of your qualified prospects. Do the appropriate follow-up that will guide you in, and Luke and his team will guide you in. Commit to 6 months and see the results for yourself. After all, what have you got to lose? If what you're doing now is not getting you all of the results that you want, you've got to add something to the plate. This is something simple that you can add that we know, and we vetted this works. With that, Andrew, I want to thank you. I want to thank Luke for your time and the opportunity to share this with our team. Looking forward to the relationship and growing it with you guys. Very excited about what you're doing. Thank you guys, and have a great day.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you.